Welcome aboard Tristan and Tommy's Runaway Railway. For your safety, please remain seated and enjoy the show.
Welcome to Please Remain Seated, a theme park podcast hosted by two theme park enthusiasts that work for the industry in the theme park capital of the world, Orlando. On this show, we discuss many theme park news, topics, reviews, etc. Although this week we won't have a review. It's been a couple months since we had these, so we have a lot of news to catch up on. I'm Tommy. The other guy is
Hello, I am Mike.
Tristan.
I'm Tristan.
Tristan. Cool.
Sorry about the delay, folks. I've had a real crackerjack of a life the last 6 weeks. Long story short, I had some dental problems, and then my dog was attacked by another dog, and then I got COVID.
Oh, you got COVID again?
Yeah.
Because I also had COVID. When did you have COVID?
That's a good question. I tested positive on like Wednesday, maybe something
This
like
past Wednesday?
No, like a week and a half ago Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Because I got mine at the very end of June-ish into July a little bit. So very, very fun time. It was my first time getting COVID. That must be your second time now.
It was my second time. And it wasn't as bad as the first time, like symptom-wise. But so I'm doing good.
That's good. Because
even the first time wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and the first time you had it was before vaccines too. Like I've caught up on my vaccines and boosters. I never got the second booster. I don't even think it was available to me. Not that I know of.
Yeah.
But it wasn't terrible for me. Pretty much felt like a bad cold for me, thankfully, although there was like lingering throat congestion for like quite a while, it felt like.
Yeah.
For at least a couple weeks. And my first couple days back at work were pretty rough, but then it got better. It's like I feel like I haven't had as many issues as Tristan, but just been very busy. And I also finally achieved 6 out of 6 songs on Cosmic Rewind, so very, very happy about that. One of my good friends, I saw her posting on her story like every day at Epcot, and I'm like, you've inspired me. So I started joining her, and she needed 6 out of 6 songs. So did I. She needed One Way or Another. I needed Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and it was a good time. We were able to get her 6 out of 6 first, thankfully, because she actually moved like probably a few days later or a week later, something like that. And then a couple days before she moved, we finally got the song that I needed. So very happy that I got to experience. It only took me 16 rides, but got 6 out of 6.
You've ridden that probably more than I've ridden Velocicoaster and Hagrid's combined.
Oh gosh, and I don't even know how many times I've ridden Velocicoaster at this point.
And Hulk too. Throw in Hulk, and I probably haven't ridden all of those 16 times, to be honest.
Wow. And speaking of Velocicoaster, I really want to do what I'm making up right now, the Chris Pratt roller coaster challenge, where I ride Velocicoaster and Cosmic Rewind in the same day. Be like, what is going on, guys? Tommy here from Please Remain Seated with the Orlando Chris Pratt Roller Coaster Challenge, where I ride all of Chris Pratt roller coasters in a single day. Make sure to like, comment, it's whatever.
Aren't there only 2 Chris Pratt roller coasters?
Correct. There are only 2, so it won't be very hard to achieve.
Why don't we make a third, and I'll give you an iPad, and you can put on Parks and Rec, and I'll push you down the stairs.
I like that. Sounds perfect.
Perfect.
I mean, it'll be a roller coaster of Andy Dwyer falling into the pit. So
yes,
I fell in the pit, or I haven't seen it in a while. The first season.
Yeah, me neither.
But anyways, we got a lot of news to cover. Let's jump into that.
Yeah.
Okay, our first 2 pieces of news come out of Tomorrowland here at the Magic Kingdom. Carousel of Progress's final scene finally got an update. Probably not the update people were thinking of, but all the animatronics got new outfits. Daddy John got a new haircut as well. His face looks a little updated. Tristan, how do we feel about the brand new Carousel of Progress?
I dig it. I don't have any problems with it. That this is one refurb that didn't really bother me in any way, because that last scene is supposed to be modern, I guess, and scenes, as long as they don't touch the other scenes, because I love all the other scenes I like more than the last scene because they're from a specific time, and I like how they
Yeah,
do that. The
for
language they
sure.
use, the clothes,
Yeah,
the everything like that. So I dig it.
yeah. The rat race. You ever heard of that one? Um, yeah, no, I like their new outfits too. I do miss like the boys like old rugby shirt, and like so somehow John's like new hair and face looks a little bit too shiny. But like I feel like a lot of the clothes actually do look pretty nice though. So, nice cute little update. And our other Tomorrowland update, I did see the new Carousel of Progress. This one I haven't seen yet. The People Mover has a new spiel.
Hot dog. I haven't seen it yet either. So
Yeah. I can't wait to ride it with the new spiel. I saw a very brief clip of it where like it was just like, now approaching Tron Light Cycle run. So they added that to it. Um, I haven't heard the whole thing, but just based on that tiny clip, I'm a little excited just because it reminds me of the old one that went now approaching Space Mountain. Because I grew up with that one and I really love that one. I don't think this one will be quite that way, but I do. I'm excited for a new People Mover spiel. Love the People Mover. So you love the People Mover too?
I do love the People Mover. It'll be interesting to see if this spiel contains anything about the railroad.
Yeah.
If it includes something about Tron, but not the railroad.
Yeah.
Which maybe they simply don't want to put the railroad in the spiel because who cares
What
about the train?
was the railroad ever in it?
I don't know.
Because like I feel like it was mostly like a Tomorrowland
That's a good point. But you
thing.
do go
So
over it.
yeah, you do go.
So I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
have to see. It would just be interesting if they acknowledge
Uh,
one construction progress and not the other, because we still don't know when the railroad is reopening. Although Walt Disney World did post that they are now training cast members on it again.
and that is really great news. I moved down here in 2018 and never rode the train, and then it closed before I got a chance to do it. That was almost 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. 4 years in December.
well, yeah, that's insane. Hopefully we
Mm.
see that open soon.
I don't know. What else happened in the Magic Kingdom, Tommy?
What else happened in the Magic Kingdom? Oh, they finally they announced the name of the Tiana of the Princess and the Frog theme of Splash Mountain. It's going to be called Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and they have an opening time frame of late 2024. They did announce Splash Mountain getting a Princess and the Frog overlay in the summer of 2020. They discontinued the current Splash Mountain merch of that time. There still hasn't been any updated merch. It's just kind of a plain shop over there, unfortunately. And I guess its new version is going to open in 2024. Tristan, how do we feel about Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
I don't really have anything against this one either, to be honest. Now I love Splash Mountain, and I understand that it's a classic story with really
Yeah.
great theming. However, I've never been super attached to it,
Yeah.
personally, because I don't like getting wet. Like,
Okay.
not my jam. I don't want to walk around any theme park wet unless
No,
it's
that's totally valid.
so.
Because I absolutely love the ride, but like I agree, I don't always do it. And like even like I've been in Florida almost 4 years. I go to Universal all the time, but I have yet to do like Dudley Do rides, right? Whatever thing, because I just don't like getting wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Splash Mountain, one of my favorite rides. But when they did announce the re-theme, I was very, very excited. I think it'll be a really good addition. Like, I did love the theming and story of it currently, but like, I also know that like it comes from a more problematic origin, so I have no problem with it changing. It's not like I have any attachment to the characters themselves. Just the fact that I'm just like cute animatronics, nice music, and I'm sure having like a better theme will work a little bit better. The only thing that I am not the biggest fan of is that the name Splash Mountain is being taken away. Like I wish it could have because like I'm pretty sure like the story is gonna. I thought they said something about Mardi Gras, so like I was hoping it'd be like Splash Mountain Mardi Gras, or just like the name Splash Mountain would stay like with a tagline, like maybe Splash Mountain Tiana's Bayou Adventure, or something like that. But either way, it's still gonna be a very cute ride. Definitely gonna work. It's gonna be really cool. I can't wait.
Yeah, agreed. I love. I just rewatched Princess and the Frog a couple weeks ago, and that holds up as a really, really good Disney movie. So I'm ready.
Yeah. And then especially with like how it's going to be a story that's going to be the story of the ride is going to take place after the movie, which I find it interesting how Disney has been doing that with a lot of things where like they'll like throw in a theme park attraction like with IP, but like they won't use like what people know and love from the IP. They try to expand on it.
Yeah.
But that could be a whole other discussion for another time. Let's see here. What else do we got here? let's take a break from Disney World. We're gonna go to a very big theme park update from California, not Disneyland, but California's Great America. Cedar Fair has sold the land to a real estate company, and the park has up to 11 years of operation before it closes. Um, Supposedly, Cedar Fair did this to try to pay off a lot of debt. They bought the land years back, and they've sold it for a profit. Um, Tristan, do you have any thoughts on California's Great America or anything?
No, I've
You,
never
you
been
don't
there.
have
I
any
don't know
thoughts?
anything about it.
Yeah, it's like out of the California parks, it like probably isn't the one that jumps out to be the most. I know they do have like a couple of like very good roller coasters, and none that would like at least initially make me go, "Oh my god, I have to go there." Um, but now that it's closing, I've been wanting to do a California trip with theme parks, and I might have to do that sooner because even though it says it's going to be open for potentially another 11 years, a lot of people speculate that it might not be around for that long, and we'll see like how quickly operations kind of start to decline because it's a theme park that's going away, dismantled. Who knows what they're going to do with the current roller coasters there? I know they have a very good GCI wooden roller coaster, and then like an RMC Raptor, which that one could probably be easily moved. The big wooden one, who knows? And then I honestly don't know if they actually have anything else worth it. But um, very sad, very sad for theme park enthusiasts, but it'll be a good time. But speaking of wooden roller coasters, Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, they announced in between the last episode we recorded and now that they would be closing Wildcat on July 31st, which it's now August, so that has been closed. That was a GCI wooden roller coaster. It was their very first one, and it's been kind of infamous for being very rough in the last few years. Now, Hershey Park has not said what they're going to do with it. However, in the very first post where they announced it, they said on July 31st, we're going to be closing Wildcat. Does anyone have any ideas what we can do with over 3,000 feet of wooden track? RMC commented, I think we have a few ideas, probably just to tease people. But I feel like for years as a coaster enthusiast in the community, I've seen a lot of people say Hershey Park needs to RMC Wildcat. Tristan, do you have any thoughts about Wildcat? Tristan doesn't. Tristan definitely doesn't.
We've recorded enough of these, Tommy. You know that I'm not in the loop on a lot of these things.
Yeah, I'm only a little bit in the loop. I think that would be an awesome idea if they do that. There's like a part of me that like doesn't want them to, just because it would annoy and upset people, and sometimes I just like to live life on the edge like that. However, if they do end up upgrading a very rough ride to something modern and amazing, that would be really cool. Hershey Park already has a very stacked coaster lineup. I haven't been there, but that one's on my list of parks I need to go to. But maybe I end up there after they potentially RMC. They haven't made that official, but very large speculation just because of what people want, and RMC just teasing people in the comments that way. So yeah, that's that. Let's go back to Disney World. We're gonna go back to Disney World. The Hoop-Dee-Doo Revue officially returned this past June. Tristan, were you a fan of Hoop-Dee-Doo?
Loved it. Only done it twice, but man, that is a solid. I mean, everything about it is great.
Yeah.
Just taking a trip to Fort Wilderness is fun in itself, and then to eat
Yeah.
all that food and see that awesome show, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I absolutely love that show. The food is really good. It's really one of the best things on property. And like you said, Fort Wilderness, you could take a boat from the kingdom or to the kingdom from there. I think the last time I did it was in 2019, and it was before I went to one of the Christmas parties, which was a great night, but also like because of the Hoop-Dee-Doo food, I was like very bloated and very full for like the first half of my stay at the kingdom. But by the end of the night, this was in November, so like it was a very dead night, like for a Christmas party. But anyways, it has returned with a few updates. The Native Americans are no longer featured in the Pioneer Player's backdrop, and instead have been replaced by instruments and a stagecoach. And lyrics in a few songs have changed as well. Food is also now served in skillets instead of the original signature buckets. So, a couple minor changes. I think, the change of backdrop is probably a nicer update. The buckets, I like the buckets. It was kind of nice when they just slammed the buckets on your table. But, I'll reserve my judgments when I go. I'm sure it's still an amazing experience.
Yeah, agreed. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Another Disney World update. There was I don't even know if this one's official, but there's a lot of articles going around about Cosmic Rewind potentially having a holiday overlay, which that's very exciting. The
Yeah.
potential of that. What are we thinking about a Christmas overlay on Cosmic Rewind?
Yeah, I would love that. I celebrate Tristmas.
Hmm.
And I would love nothing more than celebrate Tristmas by riding Cosmic Rewind. I mean, there's so much potential with that. I think that's going to be awesome. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a huge overlay. Like it's not going to be
Yeah.
Haunted Mansion Nightmare Before Christmas
Oh
level.
yeah, no.
But just even some subtle touches to that would be really great. And
Yep.
to think that maybe the actors, the main character
Yeah.
actors from Guardians might even have filmed something else or are going to film something else for it would be really exciting to see. Who knows?
That would be so awesome. I mean, they really filmed a lot for that ride in general because like whenever there's delays, there's extra audio and things like that. I would love if they just filmed the exact scenes, but like wearing Santa hats or something. Like that would be absolutely wonderful. Just make it the same ride, but they're wearing Christmas stuff, and then have Christmas music and like maybe make that launch tunnel like Christmas lights or something. I am very curious at what the songs would be.
That's what I'm just about to say. You want to
Yeah.
make the whole world freak out and come to Epcot, you put that
Yeah.
Mariah Carey song that everybody freaks out about
Yeah.
in there. Dude, over. Everyone's going to go to that roller coaster. What's that
Oh yeah.
song? All I Want for Christmas Is You?
All I want for Christmas, there's is just one thing I need.
Yeah, that.
Because like I'm wondering, like if they would deviate from like the era, because all the songs are from like the 80s and 70s, and I'm having trouble thinking of good 70s and 80s Christmas songs that would work on a roller coaster. I think Last Christmas by Wham would be perfect. Um, Maybe Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. If I'm thinking of songs that like aren't from that era, it's a very specific song. Like I think it's Underneath the Christmas Tree by Kelly Clarkson. They use it in the Dino Land Christmas playlist.
Mm.
And like I think that song is like pretty hype. Like if I'm ever walking through Dino Land on Christmas and I hear that, I'm like, this is hype. Like
Mhm.
let's go. Um, but yeah, that's a very exciting prospect, and also as someone that's local and that goes to Epcot a lot, it would be cool to have even more songs to try to experience the ride with. So it's like I wonder if like people who are visiting Disney during the holidays, how much they would care about having the Christmas songs versus one way or another or whatever. Probably not. It would be pretty awesome.
We're not doing a review this episode. Can
Yeah.
I just fit this in now?
Absolutely. Fit whatever you want in.
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic. Okay.
Okay, good.
Good talk.
So we did
Okay.
that. I think we have two more. We have a Disney one and we have an Ohio,
Ohio, am I right?
one.
The Florida of the
The Florida
Midwest.
of the cornfields.
This one might be the most recent one at Disney World. Magic Bland, Magic Bland,
Magic
Magic.
Bland.
I mean, honestly, Magic Band Plus is now available. 34.99. It has all the functionalities of your regular Magic Bands, but you got to charge them. They connect to your devices. You can scan them by the Walt Disney World 50th anniversary statues, and fun noise happens. You can do bounty hunting in Galaxy's Edge, and they even do fun things during the fireworks shows. Tristan, what do you think about Magic Band Plus?
I think it's a cool touch. I don't know. This is just my first thought because I haven't
Yeah,
thought much about it, but I don't know if it would be worth the like probably millions of dollars that Disney has spent on it. Only because they've already had magic bands that do little things here and there. You've got the special ones that make
yeah,
a fun noise when you touch them,
hmm,
and sometimes those don't even work.
yeah,
And because I have a few of those and none of them have ever
yeah,
worked.
yeah. Because
Um,
like I have like the Goodbye Illuminations one, and like that one only works at Epcot.
hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah. So like
mm,
I don't know if all of these fun little things are worth all of that. And then,
mm-hmm,
as locals or anybody who goes to Disney regularly, you probably have a bunch of magic bands already. Those suckers cost
yeah,
like $30.
yeah.
Who wants to buy more,
I
just
know.
for them to do I don't know. I don't know. I'm personally not attached to the idea of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm really not attached to the idea either. Like I'm seeing like what these do that regular Magic Bands do it, and it's honestly not enough to entice me to run out to get one. It's like I don't really care about it doing stuff during the fireworks. I don't really care about finding the 50th statues. But like you said, like I really like the cool Magic Bands that like do fun things. Like, you scan into the park and it does something fun instead of just the green light. Honestly, I would be more inclined to get more Magic Bands like that. I don't know if the Magic Band Plus will start to include stuff like that. But I feel like that's honestly the only thing I'd want more.
I don't know. Did these,
Yeah.
and I know you ran through the features, but do they have any function that's like practical other than just fun little things here and there? Or do they do anything more?
Honestly, I don't think they're really that practical. Like, if you just want Magic Band features, you can just get a regular Magic Band. It's more of like, there was a comment I read somewhere. It's a toy, basically.
Mm,
Like, you're not really missing much by not having one. Like,
yeah.
it's like I'm sure like the 50th statue audios, like they look really fun and cool, but it's like, maybe if you go to Disney every, once every few years, it's kind of cute. Like, I don't know. It doesn't interest me that much. I don't want to talk too down for anyone that might like really be excited about it, but it doesn't really excite me that much.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there's potential for it to do other stuff, but in its current form, I don't really care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of unexciting things, want to jump to Ohio. Top Thrill Dragster. So as we talked about on the show, one of the most iconic rides at Cedar Point is closed for the season due to an incident that happened almost a year ago in the park where it severely injured someone. Has recently found construction markings around it. Nobody, or some kind of markings about it, and nobody exactly knows. Cedar Point hasn't really said anything. I think it's just more people are trying to figure out what's going on, if they're like moving the queue so that it's like not near the brake run, or if they're just gonna tear it down and do something new. I don't know. I mean, Cedar Point really hasn't announced anything. Tristan, do you have any thoughts about Top Thrill Dragster?
I don't care what happens in that state.
Okay, yeah, Tristan doesn't care about Ohio. See, I'm still salty that it was down during my first Cedar Point trip, and then a few days later the thing happened. You know, selfishly, I hope that they are able to bring it back. That way, I can eventually experience it. I know there's King Ka in New Jersey, which is basically the same ride but faster and taller. But they have the over-the-shoulder restraints, and I want to do it with just the T-bar, which I hear is a lot better. But anyway,
T-bar is what they called me in high school.
T-bar.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well, that
T-bor.
Well, man, that covers all of our news.
Mm-hmm. So we have a little bit of a discussion, a little bit of a theoretical, and then I have some tristery. So let's knock out this.
We're gonna knock out this one first.
This
all
theoretical. Right. We'll do the. So what's our theoretical thing here, Tommy? What's our discussion?
So the theoretical thing is a lot of people have mentioned, or some people have thought, Rock N Rollercoaster, one of the best rides at Disney World. However, some people feel it's a little bit outdated and it might need to do a little re-theme. So if it were to actually go through with a re-theme, Tristan, what do you think they should do with that?
I would extend it and make parts of it go outside and around the Phantasmic Mountain.
That would be awesome.
That's it.
As long as it's still operating during Phantasmic. I don't know how that would work either, but
I don't know how that would work.
Just imagine going around the mountain, but that would be. But then everyone would try to get on at that point. And
yeah, that'd be rough. I don't know if I have a real answer. I mean, I already know they're doing. Didn't they just do some news with Iron Man, some Iron Man crap?
In Disneyland Paris, they either are or did retheme it to Iron Man.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. Doing Marvel stuff in our Disney World is a little bit more harder to do because of the Islands of Adventure, or because of the Universal contract that happened way before Marvel Studios. But I can't really think of anything that would be cool enough to throw there. That's just Marvel. I mean, the whole area is sort of a hodgepodge already. You got Tower of Terror, Aerosmith, and then a random Cars show that literally was added for no reason that nobody even knows about.
Yeah. Well, here, let me give you, because I don't have a specific, but let me give you a vague answer.
Okay.
I would somehow retheme it to fit within the classic Hollywood Studios theming.
That would be
that
cool.
seems to be disappearing. I would
Yeah.
somehow make it like, because Tower of Terror still fits
Yeah.
into that vibe.
And it's like the park icon, really.
Mm-hmm. So if
That's
you
what they
could
consider them.
make all of Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood Boulevard be like, this is the classic Hollywood Studios type of vibe, even MGM ish, you know. The point being, it celebrates like film and production
Yeah.
instead of random adventures.
Yeah.
That would be cool if they could retheme Rock and Roller Coaster to somehow fit in that. I don't know how.
Instead of random stories that you love.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. We celebrate, you know, show business here plus Star Wars and Toy Story.
Correct.
So like
mostly Star Wars, apparently.
yeah. So
yeah. So I don't think we need another Toy Story roller coaster. Don't need any more Star Wars. I've seen some people suggest that it should be a Goofy movie themed. That would be really cool, like especially the music from it. If we were to take a modern music artist, I'm trying to think of what would be the best fit that would also be like kind of Disney appropriate. As much as I do love the Aerosmith theme, I mean, pretty sure Steven Tyler is actually problematic as much as I love the Countdown and Aerosmith music. Don't know if we can get into those reasons on this show. But I'm just like, what other band? Like, I know people have also mentioned Queen, but they're just as old, but you know, maybe more popular.
yeah.
And also, you couldn't even record a pre-show with them. It's like, you know, get a Harry Styles. Let's get Lil Nas X.
Dude, I don't know if Disney would even get a band that's not related to Disney. I'm pretty sure they would make it De Capella themed or something like that. You know, some Disney boy Teen Beach movie.
Yeah.
They would make it Teen Beach movie
what?
themed.
Let's make it a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse themed, and like you'll like launch to like the hot dog bump bump bump. The more I think about that, that would be awesome.
It could be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway Part 2.
Yes,
where
let's
they
go.
launch you through a movie screen.
Mickey and Minnie. I want that. You know what? That would make up for that entire dumb ride. I don't.
So that's a good answer right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just make it a very fast, great movie ride. I don't.
Yeah, if you could turn a 22-minute ride into whatever Rock and Roller Coaster is, like 60 seconds, that'd be killer.
I wish I had actual good ideas for this. I'm gonna think of like good ideas in a few weeks, and I'll just throw those in at the beginning of an episode.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll think of it by the end of this episode. Who knows? Because I'm like trying to, because you know Disney loves to use their stories that we love or whatever, and I can't think of a story that we love that would actually fit there, or that like I could turn into a story for a ride. Because like you know they are good at turning stories into rides. Like I think the Cosmic Rewind story is genius. And I'm trying to think of something like that. What would fit down there? What's Disney put out recently? That would
Burger King the ride. Let's move on, Tommy.
All right, yeah.
We have a couple minutes left.
You're very excited to get to your TRISTory. I
mean, I don't know when Mother Zoom Nature is gonna decide to end our call for us here, but
should have timed it. But anyway,
we're at 28 minutes.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, we got.
I do that, Tommy. I'm on it. I'm on it.
I'm not.
Okay.
TRISTory.
All right. This week we're doing the 1964-1965 New York World's Fair. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to do it because, man, I mean this New York World's Fair, if you don't know, had the biggest impact you can imagine on really theme parks. I mean, and you'll see why in a second, but we'll just hop on into it. So Disney had 4 attractions at the 64-65 World's Fair. It's a Small World, Carousel of Progress, a Ford Magic Skyway, and Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. So the fair showcased culture, technology, transportation, and American industry. It's a Small World was suggested to Pepsi by actress Joan Crawford, who is the widow of former Pepsi president Alfred Steele. Fun fact, who suggested that Disney creates an attraction for them. Created by Mary Blair, Mark Davis, Alice Davis, Rolly Crump, and Blaine Gibson, it now exists in 5 of the 6 Disney parks around the world. The Disneyland ride even had the original 1964 canal trough until a 2008 refurbishment. Many set pieces are still from 1964 in Disneyland's. The Carousel of Progress came as a request from General Electric regarding a show about the progress of technology. After the fair in 1967, it opened in Disneyland and moved to the Magic Kingdom in 1975, with a few original 1964 appliances still featured. To even today, there's still some 1964 props in Magic Kingdom's Carousel of Progress. It is the only attraction in Walt Disney World to have been personally worked on by Walt Disney because of those pieces that were brought over. The Ford Magic Skyway was originally going to ride through American landscapes, but was changed to a time travel ride on a real Ford car. The ride system for this attraction was later used for Disneyland's Peoplemover. Scenes consisted of dinosaurs fighting. The same dino figures were added later to the Primeval World diorama on the Disneyland Railroad. Cavemen attacking a mammoth. The mammoth skeleton was actually repurposed into an elephant in Disneyland's Jungle Cruise, and a futuristic city. At the Illinois Pavilion, Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln featured an audio animatronic figure of the president, the sophisticated mechanics created by Bob Gurr, and the face sculpture by Blaine Gibson. A duplicate show was created for Disneyland in 1965, although Walt originally wanted an attraction honoring all U.S. presidents. This idea later inspired the Hall of Presidents at Walt Disney World. The original Lincoln figure can still be seen at the Walt Disney Presents exhibit in Disney's Hollywood Studios. The icon of the fair, the Unisphere, is still standing in the Flushing Meadows Park in New York. The fair was also referenced in Iron Man 2 as the basis for the 2010 Stark Expo, as well as Men in Black, where aliens came to Earth during the fair. So there you go. If you didn't know all those fun facts about that 2-year fair in New York and how it affected Disney parks for the rest of time, and also Marvel movies, Tommy, Iron Man 2.
Yeah, that's wild. I always love hearing about that World's Fair and just its impact that it had on all the Disney parks, and then honestly subsequently like every theme park.
Mm-hmm. It's a Small World is like when you think of a classic theme park ride, I think that's it. I mean, Shrek even makes fun of it with that Duloc song at the beginning of the first, near the first Shrek movie. But yeah, and my favorite fun fact out of all this is that it's in Iron Man 2. And if you look in Iron Man 2, some of the pavilions, like the Disney pavilions, are actually in like some of the faraway shots.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen Iron Man 2, so honestly, I need to rewatch it just for that.
Rewatch.
And I actually like Iron Man 2 a little bit. It's at the bottom of some of my favorite Marvel movies, but like I still like it.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the worst Marvel movies are still very good. But anyway, like I have a soft spot for Small World.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think some people like these days like don't really appreciate it as much, but like I still very much enjoy it for what it is, especially the Disneyland version of it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't really ride the one here in Florida very often.
Yeah,
I don't really care for it.
If I come across it with a 5-minute wait, then I'll do it.
Yeah,
but yeah, the one at Disneyland has a much nicer facade. The layout of it's much nicer. I kind of like how like the boat itself is like more on a track and that isn't in a big body of water. I think like the way it looks is cooler. And then I like how it introduces you to each country. Like you go into each country and it greets you like in that country's language, like just like a hola or whatever, like konnichiwa. Then you go into that scene. Or this one, you just kind of are going around and you sometimes aren't aware of where you are. Where at Disneyland, you do know where you are.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Tommy, talk us out.
Talk us out. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We are so sorry it took us so long. And also, we didn't have a review this episode, but next week I'm coming at you, or I don't know, whenever the next time we record, hopefully with a review of Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I am going to be going to Busch Gardens Williamsburg and King's Dominion in a few days as of recording this. Pantheon is sort of a cousin to Velocicoaster, same track and basically the same roller coaster type, intimate multi-launch, modern, smooth. Should be a fun time. I'm very, very, very excited to ride it. Maybe I sprinkle in some I-305 or save that for another episode. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm very excited for that little trip I'm doing. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars, love us, follow us, like our things. If you have anything that you want us to talk about, let us know.
Yeah, reach out in any way. We got Facebooks, Twitters, Instagrams, YouTubes. Honestly, comment whatever you want. We love it.
If like you have a different discussion you want us to talk about, like this week, we talked about a Rock N Rollercoaster theme. One week we talked about Cosmic Rewind songs that should be on that ride. So if you have ideas like that, just let us know. Let us give us some love. We'll
if
love you
anyone
back.
likes my idea of Burger King the ride, please.
Yo,
tweet
remember
Disney.
remember the Burger King Xbox game?
No, Tommy, we're not talking about that.
Oh, right. Wrong podcast.
We're about to record our other podcast, though. Shameless plug. Two Useless Organisms, not safe for work comedy podcast for adults only, unless your parents are cool.
Correct.
But
Or you're just
yeah,
a child whose parents don't regulate your internet usage and you just come across it and for some reason you think it's funny.
or you're an orphan.
Yeah, or you're an orphan. Cool.
I
Family
don't
friendly
know.
podcast here.
I don't know if I'll keep that in. We'll see.
All right, amazing. All right, we love you faces. See you on the next Please Remain Seated. Pull the yellow strap.
That's a hot mic, Tommy.
Not as hot as you.
My name's not Mike.